Hey everyone, it's Richard Metal Fan here, bringing you guys a long-awaited music collection update video. I haven't done a video like this in a long-ass time. I think the last one I did was probably back in March. I believe this was back in the old house, my old house. And obviously this is my new location. I was living in Cobb County in Georgia in the U.S. Now I'm living over in Paulding County, kind of near the Dallas-Hiram area. Yeah, but it's a long story. I'm not gonna bother with you. I might do a room tour eventually at some point, but bring you a new video just gonna showcase. I got like 2 DVDs right here. I have like only a stack of CDs right here, and I have like a little stack of vinyl right here. So I'm probably not gonna comment on much. I just want to try to blow through it all, but who knows? I'll probably end up like rambling on. So let's just start with these 2 DVDs first, and they're both from the same band. And I'm actually gonna see them literally like 2 weeks from today at the Masquerade in Atlanta. And I'm talking about the band Bleeding Through. I'm pretty sure a lot of you probably know who they are. The metalcore band from Orange County, California. Yeah, been around since the late 90s or early 2000s. I have 2 of their DVDs right here. I'll showcase this first one right here, which is This Is Live, This Is Murderous. Now, this is actually a concert that was filmed at the Glass House in Pomona, California, January 23rd, 2004. And it has some bonus features right on here. It has like band commentary and a multi-angle feature, which is interesting. A thing right here. So yeah, it's a pretty good concert DVD. And then the next DVD I have is from them is this one right here, Wolves Among Sheep, which is mostly has like music videos and some like tour behind the scenes footage and stuff. And it's kind of funny because when I got this, it literally has a coupon from FYE back in like 2006. This was right when they were about to release the Truth album. I thought it was kind of funny to get it. In the back we have like the band members at the time. But I thought it was pretty cool. I just thought it was kind of funny to showcase that. But overall, another good DVD to the collection. Now we're on to the CDs. I have like a stack right here. So first one I'll showcase is I got this at CD Warehouse over in Marietta. And that'd be Blood Dynasty by Arch Enemy. Pretty good album from them. It's their latest album. As you can see, I got signed by the band. I actually saw them back in May with Fit for an Autopsy and Thrown into Exile. And I did like a meet and greet. It was funny because when I met Arch Enemy, I literally brought everything. I already have like all my CDs now all signed. Well, except for I had War Eternal and Will the Power already signed, but everybody signed everything I had. And I was kind of worried because when I brought everything, and I literally had like some Carcass stuff for Michael Amott to sign, and even like some of the Witchery albums that Charlie played on, and I was scared they would limit it, but the guy that was like in charge of the meet and greet said like, hey, they could sign as much stuff as you want. And I'm like, shit, okay. Hey, and it's kind of funny because after that, Elisa actually called me a master collector, so I thought that was kind of a cool thing. But overall, pretty good album from them. Just put this right here. There. Next up, I also have the new Benediction album, Ravage of Empires. Really good album, and in my opinion, a very underrated band. Sorry about that. I had a pop up. But yeah, as you can see, I also got this signed by the band. I actually saw them back in May at Maryland Death Fest. They were like after their set, like going to like in front of the barricade to get signed and some stuff and take photos. And of course, I had met everybody and they signed it. Another great album. I wish a lot of people would talk more about Benediction. Next up, I have the new Bleed From Within album, Zenith. Great album. But if you aren't familiar with Bleed From Within, they're kind of a metal band from Glasgow, Scotland. Been around since 2005. Yeah, and I got, as you can see, I got this all signed by the whole band because I saw them with a Trivium and Bullet for My Valentine at the Roxy. Met all of them, and I know Scott Kennedy, I pretty much recognized me because since I interviewed him a couple years ago when they were playing with August Burns Red and Devil Wears Prada. They all signed this. Really nice guys. I love on this album they had Braun Daler from Mastodon doing guest vocals. I forget which song it is. And then they also had, I think, Josh from Sylosis. It's funny enough, Ali Richardson, who plays drums for both Bleed From Within and Sylosis. But overall, another great album. Just right in here. Next up, I got an EP right here, Between Death and Dreams by Brand of Sacrifice. If you're not familiar with Brand of Sacrifice, they're a deathcore band from Toronto, Canada. It's a 4-song EP. It's really sick. I got this from when I saw them with Whitechapel and 200 Stab Wounds back in April. Well, really great band, and they're just fucking ferocious. Just let me just this right here. And of course, I got the new Bury Tomorrow album there, which is Will You Haunt Me with That Same Patience. I ordered this actually from, I forget the name of the site. It was actually a site that shipped from the UK. And they were selling like signed editions, and I had them sign this. And the funny thing is, I had them personalize it. So I had I know it's kind of like an ego thing, but I had them put sub to Richard Metal Fan. I thought that was cool. I didn't think they would actually do it, but they're really cool. Also, shout out to you guys for doing this if you're by any chance watching it. Then we move on to a debut album from a new band. This actually came out last year. I'm talking about Cemetery Skyline with their album Nordic Gothic. If you aren't not familiar with them, this is kind of a super group that features Michael Stane from Dark Tranquillity, and of course The Halo Effect, and also Grand Cadaver. So this is his 4th fucking band, and also has Marcus Van Halle from Insomnium and Onion Gatherium, and as well as Sansere from Amorphis, and also has Victor, the bass player for Dimmu Borgir, is in this band, as well as the drummer from the band Sentence, a death metal band from Finland. But it's a really good album. I'm actually going to see them in a couple weeks. They're playing at the Prague Power Fest in Atlanta, Georgia. Really looking forward to that. We're going to be hanging with my friends Justin and Cheryl. But I'm really looking forward to seeing them. Next up, I have Cobra Spell. This is their EP called Anthems of the Venomous Hearts. Now, this is actually a little EP. It actually has a couple of re-recordings of some of their old songs, being Poison Bite, Addicted to the Night, Shake Me, and Accelerate. This is re-recorded with their current singer, Christina. You can see it's the digipack right here. With it only has Christina and Sonia, their guitar player, on here. I don't know why they didn't have the rest of the band. But it also has Flaming Heart, which is the first single that they did with the Christina. And the interesting thing, there's actually a version called Moreru Kokoro, which is a Japanese version of Flaming Heart, where she pretty much sings in Japanese. I thought it was kind of funny. And I also got this signed from them. From when I ordered this from their website, and I decided to get like an autographed version. It's really cool. Well, I'm really hoping they eventually come toward the States, and they're sort of like kind of like remind me of like 80s, like just rock and metal. Well, but really good. And anyway, next 3 CDs are both from the same band, and I completed their discography. Another band I'm looking forward to seeing next year at Maryland Death Fest. I'm talking about the band The Crown. If you're familiar with The Crown, they're a death thrash band from Sweden. Been around since the 90s. I have one of their albums right here, The Hell Is Here. Then I have Doomsday King. And finally, Death Is Not Dead. Yep, really great band. Check them out if you haven't. next up, I actually got this from back in May when I saw them. They did this kind of weird thing. They only played like the little mini tour. They only did like 3 dates. They played in New York, and then they played Atlanta in the middle, which I thought was kind of weird, but I'm not complaining. And then they played Los Angeles. I thought Atlanta is considered a major city. I thought they would have played like Chicago or some shit. I'm talking about Epica with their new album, A Spiral. It's a little digipack right here. And it actually has a Blu-ray DVD with them playing with like a symphony and stuff. It's a really great band, symphonic metal band from the Netherlands. Check them out. Anyway, next 3 are from the same band. Another band I'm looking forward to seeing at the 70,000 Tons of Metal Cruise in January, which is hard to believe almost about 5 months away, which I'm really looking forward to that. And the band I'm finally get to see, and I'm talking about the band Hour of Penance. If you aren't familiar with Hour of Penance, they're a death metal band from Italy. I got 3 of their albums right here. I'm still only missing their debut album. First off, I have their album Pagan Tree for Martyrs. I got some of these are like on Discogs, but got this one right here. This was released from Extreme Music back in 2005, so hard to believe this album is now 20 years old. And then I have Cast the First Stone and Misotheism. Really sick band. I'm really looking forward to finally get to see them in January. Anyway, moving on to a band that probably doesn't need introduction. I'm pretty sure a lot of you know who they are. Talking about the band Kamelot from Tampa, Florida. Been around since the late 80s, early 90s. I have their first 3 albums. I'm still missing their album Karma, which I'll probably showcase in the next collection video, whenever that will be. And I pretty much got everything, but I got their first 3 albums being Eternity, Dominion, and Siege Perilous. And the case is kind of a little bit fucked right here. I probably might replace it at some point, but yeah. And then I also got the new Killswitch Engage album, The Consequence. Pretty sure everybody's heard of them. Classic metalcore band from Massachusetts. It's a little digipack right here. It's really great. So it's kind of funny how Jesse's face is like cut in the middle right here. I just think it's kind of silly. But yeah, one of the best metalcore bands in my opinion, because most of them suck. But moving on to a new band that's the collection. I'm talking about the band Night. They're sort of like a heavy black and heavy metal band. They're from San Francisco, California. I got these from when I saw them at Boggs back in June. It's their first 3 albums, and it was kind of cool that they had them and of course they're all like nice guys. First off, we have Darkness, Silence, Mirror Flame. I pretty much got these all signed. Voices of the Cronian Moon. And their latest one that came out this year, Cult of the Serpent Sign. Yeah, check them out if you haven't. Anyway, I decided to get these 2 albums after, of course, we lost him almost a month ago. I'm talking about Ozzy Osbourne. I had a few of his albums already. I had like about 5 of his albums, but I needed to get these Ozzy's classics. I needed to get Diary of a Madman. A great album from him. Has like Over the Mountain, definitely one of my favorite songs. It's even the title track, Tonight. I don't think I need to say anything about him that hasn't been said already. And then I have No More Tears. This, which actually has of course the first album that he did with Zakk Wylde, which has of course Mama I'm Coming Home, No More, even the title track, great song. Just rest in peace, Ozzy, or miss you. Another great album. Anyway, next 2 are from the same band. I'm talking about the band Rhapsody. If you aren't familiar with them, they're a power metal band from Italy. Been around since the mid to late 90s. I have 2 of their albums, but then after one of their albums, they added a flyer at the end. I heard it was because of like legal reasons or something like that. I can't really remember, But I have Legendary Tales. And probably the album that got me into them, Reign of the Thousand Flames. I remember watching, I forget, was the Metal Evolution. They were talking about power metal, and I remember hearing the title track of that, and I was like, what is this? And since then, I checked them out, and I pretty much dug what I heard. A very underrated band. They're actually going to be at the 70,000 Tons of Metal Cruise next year, so another band I finally get to see. And then moving on to one of my favorite bands, friends with these guys, and I'm talking about my friends in Savage Master. I got their new album that came out last year, Dark and Dangerous. Got this at Boggs. And the funny thing is, I got this, and I have a vinyl which I'll showcase in a little bit. I was about to pay for it. I was actually helping them unload merch and stuff because I'm friends with those guys. I was talking with Adam and Stacy, and they said I asked for because I needed a point that was about to pay for it, and Stacy was like, no, it's yours. I was like, oh shit. I have a lot of respect for them. So if Stacy, Nick, or Adam, or any of the guys are watching this, just you all are the best, and I'm glad I'm friends with you guys. I can't wait for the next show. Just overall, another great album. Just a great heavy metal band from Kentucky. If you haven't heard of them. Yeah. Now, moving on to another new release that came out this year. We're talking about Shadow of Intent with their album Imperium Delirium. They're if you're familiar with Shadow of Intent, they're a deathcore band based out of Connecticut. Been around since 2013, and I just think it's sick. They're pretty much only a self-released band. They everything they do is unsigned. They've been touring all over the place, and I just think, in my opinion, very underrated band, and this album is sick. One of my favorite songs is Feeding the Meat Grinder, which has guest vocals from a Corpse Grinder from Cannibal Corpse. But overall, another great album. And then moving on to a classic death metal album. I don't even know why it took me so long to own something from this band. I'm talking about The Sentencing by Solstice. If you aren't familiar with them, they're a death metal band from the late 80s, early 90s, and it actually has Rob Barrett, who of course you would know from Cannibal Corpse. I guess is his band before he joined up with them. But just a great band. Next up is another new band to the collection. I'm talking about the band Stormruler. I have their debut album, which came out in 2021 under Napalm Records, being Under the Burning Eclipse. As you can see, it's signed by two of the members because I actually got this as a gift from Cheryl when I was in New Orleans back in April. Because they saw them and I think they were asking for a signed CD and stuff, and they gave it to me as a gift. So shout out to the Stormruler camp, and of course Cheryl for hooking me up. Just y'all are awesome. And then the last CD to showcase is a new album that came out this year, being the new Unguided album, Helven. Really great album, and it actually has some two bonus tracks, which I guess is some old re-recordings, with Ice Heart Fragment and Unguided Entity. Now, usually I'm not really too big on when bands re-record old stuff. I kind of prefer the originals, but these versions are actually pretty good, and I think it's another good album in their discography. So, yeah. Now that's it with the CDs. Now I'll show you this vinyl right here. I have a full stack right here. Here it's about yay big. So we'll start with these two, which definitely need introduction. It's one of my favorite bands. And so I got these, I believe, from Discogs. Talking about the first one I'll showcase is The Avenger by Amon Amarth. Great album. This is actually a reissue that Metal Blade put out in 2016. I think this vinyl right here, or it's a clear vinyl. I'll have to, which is sick, and this is definitely another great album to Amon Amarth's discography. And then I got The Crusher, another reissue that came out in 2017, and this vinyl itself is kind of this clearish yellowy vinyl. So that's just how it looks. So I'm gonna kind of looks a little like gold or something, but that's probably just from the light. But from what I could see, it just looks like clear, bright yellow. And then I got this album I actually got from Discogs. I got Wages of Sin by Arch Enemy. Great album. And of course got this signed from when I saw them back in May. I had it signed, of course, by Michael Amott, Charlie, and Daniel, because they're the only members that are on this album that are still in the band. And this vinyl is a red vinyl. Anyway, put this back in here. Next up, this is actually a repress that came out this year for the 20th anniversary. And I know a band I'm probably gonna get some shit for, probably not. And I'm talking about the Bullet from Valentine, their album The Poison. Yeah, I know some people probably give me shit, but I like this album. And I got this signed by Matt Tuck and Patch from when I saw them with Trivium back in May, and they're pretty good. I think this one is just another red vinyl right here. A good album. I know some people probably give me shit for this, but it's one of my favorite albums. I loved when I used to blast this when I was in high school. I'll try to get this back in here. Anyway, I pretty much will redeem myself with this one. Classic album. Celtic Frost with Morbid Tales. I don't think I need to say anything about this that hasn't been said already. Pretty much the prototype, or sort of like would later influence like a lot of the black metal bands. And it's pretty much a gatefold right here with the lyrics and everything. And I think it's a simple black right here. Anyway, I also had the CD of this, but I'll showcase. Also, I got it on vinyl. Nordic Tales by Cemetery Skyline. Fine, right here. And this vinyl is simple black. And then this next one I got from eBay. I got it for a bid, and really nobody bid it on this shit. And I'm talking, and it was actually one album I really wanted. I'm talking about 666 by Cobra Spell, one of my favorite albums that came out at the end of 2023. I mean, it's double signed. The reason I say double signed is it's signed in the front. And then the inside is also signed, so it's kind of funny they signed it twice, which I'm not complaining, but it's a good album. I like it. Some people will say it's cheesy, but I like it. Fuck it. And then this one I got from Discogs, and this was actually my 500th vinyl record in my collection. And talking about Act 3 by Death Angel. Great album, great thrash band. This, I believe, a reissue that came out in 2018 through Universal Music. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing them play this at 70,000 Tons of Metal. It's just, not 70,000 Tons, Maryland Death Fest in May. I mean, they could end up on 70K, who knows. Next up, I got classic death metal album. I'm talking about Molesting the Decapitated by Devourment. Yeah, this album artwork. I actually saw them back in July last month up in Nashville, and I got Brad, their drummer, are kind of signed it right where the guy's penis is, and probably gonna hide that because I don't want this video to be taken down. But great album. Next one I got is an EP, and I'm talking from Insomnium, great melodic death metal from Finland. It's a 4-song EP, came out in 2021. The simple black right here. And I'm looking forward to seeing them at 70K. And next one I got is from a gift from my mom, because she had it for a while, but it was like after Ozzy's passing, she decided to give this to me. I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, okay. And I'm talking about Blizzard of Oz by Ozzy Osbourne. Definitely a classic album. I don't think I need to say anything about this that hasn't been said already. Of course, having classic songs like Crazy Train, Hey Mr. Crowley, and all this stuff. So shout out Mom for giving me this. I love you. Next up, I got these two from same band, and they're actually going to be at Prague Power in a few weeks. So I'm talking about Rivers of Nihil. They're a hang on. Bleh. I had to sneeze right in the middle of the collection update. But anyway, talking about Rivers of Nihil, technical progressive death metal band from Pennsylvania. I got 2 of their albums. First off being Where Owls Know My Name. I'm right here. I'll open it up. Has the gatefold with the lyrics. And this vinyl right here is this kind of the little clear kind of marble looky vinyl. Well, it looks kind of like turquoisey green right here. And then also have another one of their albums, The Work. Right, here's the back, gatefold with the lyrics. And this vinyl, Simple Black. Alright, so yeah, great band. Here, next up I got this one right here from Savage Master. Their debut album, Mask of the Devil, came out in 2014. Great heavy metal band from Kentucky. Open it up. Here's the gatefold with the band members. And you can tell this is signed by them. I got this. They pretty much let me have this one. So shout out to Stacy and the boys for giving me this. This another great band. They almost done with the vinyls. I'll showcase this one. I had to get this. This was got Roots by Sepultura. And the back right here. Here's the gatefold as well. Well, I pretty much consider this the last good Sepultura album. Well, now they're breaking up now, but and I did actually see them earlier this year on the cruise. I will say they're okay live, but that's pretty much it. But they should have really broken up after the Golf Caballeros quit. Next 2 I want to showcase. I don't need to introduce this band. I got these reissues that came out this year. Can't remember the song. I'm talking about the band Triptykon. I don't think I need to say much about them. Classic band, their band from the Switzerland, of course, formed by Chomji Warrior of Celtic Frost, the main guy. I got their only 2 albums, the first one being Peristera Diamonds. Probably butchered that right here. And here's a gatefold. And this vinyl is a silk gray silver looking one. This back in here. And then I had one of my favorite albums from 2014 being Milana Kosmata, their second album. And of course, got to see them at MDF a few months ago. And they're pretty sick. This vinyl itself is a this kind of burgundy red vinyl, which is pretty good. Anyway, last 2 albums to showcase, and they're actually going to be in Atlanta in October, but with Cataclysm. But I'm also going to see them on the boat, and I'm talking about Vader, classic death metal from Poland. Their debut album right here, The Ultimate Incantation. This is a reissue that came out in 2023 through Earache Records. This one's a Simple Black right here. And then I also have a reissue that Nuclear Blast put out this year, being Black to the Blind. I can't even say that. And it has this cool little, looks like a portal to hell right here, and the band members at the time. I think this vinyl right here is just, it's Simple Black. I can't even think. But overall, that's my music collection update for you guys. Thank you guys for watching this video, and as always, keep it metal.